set it all back on my own, turning off my phone. I ain't gonna wait for you, no. You're made of glass, you threw a stone. I'm lying on the floor, don't you?
Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Driyah. If you're not, you already know what's up. So today, me and my mom and I will be discussing, what's it called? Surviving RKelly, the first part of this crazy documentary. So let's get into it, guys. My mom's cooking.
Oh my God, thank you for having me. Oh, like, I'm just kidding.
This is my mom.
Hello.
She does Just Cooking on YouTube.
Yes.
So subscribe to her channel.
And Shoe Diva too.
And she also does customized shoes. You're so far, you gotta move in.
Okay.
Not that close. Okay. No, but we're going to be discussing the Surviving RKelly documentary and our point of view on it. So I guess we can start now. How do you feel about it?
I feel that it was a mess. I feel like, why did they wait so long to come out? Because they said that they wanted to, I guess, save somebody else. But they waited so long that the people they could have saved was victims. You get what I'm saying? Okay, I waited all these years. I think I saw the number like 500 or 450 girls or whatever.
He did this too?
Yeah. I don't know if that number was right, but I don't want to assume. But he was praying on children, and something psychologically wrong with him for that. But he had issues himself, and he did come out and say that. But you get help for that. That don't mean you put that on somebody else. Children.
Well, I mean, RKelly is very much older than me because I'm only 23. So
you could have been a victim.
I could have, but that wasn't happening. Not on my parents' watch. So
not on my watch.
It wasn't going down like that, Mr. Kelly man.
No.
But no, I think that it's a tragedy what happened to all of them, and they're brave enough to come out and share their story. So I think that's good for them because, I mean, even though this documentary came out, was it yesterday?
The show came out.
Came out today or yesterday.
But we finally saw it today.
I think that he could still be doing this. Y'all could be watching this, and he could be doing it to somebody else's daughter or son. I don't know. But
they didn't say nothing about the boy, so
So I just feel like he's a monster, and if he knew what type of demons he was facing, he should have gotten help earlier. But some people wait until they feel like, okay, well, I shouldn't be doing this anymore. Like, that's just like you want to help a crackhead, but you can't help them unless they want to get the help. Like, they have to be willing to go, okay, I have a problem, I'm going to go get help. Okay, I have an addiction to a drug, I'm going to go get help. I'm addicted to alcohol. Okay, I'm going to get help. Like, you can't force somebody to go get help. Like, you can sit down and talk to them and send them to all these programs. But if at the end of the day they're not willing to get the help, then there's really nothing you can do. And I just feel like, I mean,
it's a tragedy. It's that it did stem from, being probably molested himself, because he said that. And his brother said that he was molested too. And he came to his great brother, which is RKelly, and told him that was happening. And he just basically shooed him off like, no, that's not what happened. But I feel like being a celebrity and people like that's not celebrities, that they basically give their children to this monster. Like, they know, you hear about, okay, he married a 15-year-old Aaliyah, and then this stuff, and it in the back of your mind, but then your daughter comes to you and say, okay, I'm going to Colorado with RKelly, and you're not saying, no, you're not.
That's what kind of like, when she said that, I don't remember the lady's name that mentioned that, but she had went to her mom and told her mom, like, okay, well, I'm going to go be with RKelly or whatever in another state. Like, you just don't be like, okay, girl, go ahead. Like, with some parents, not saying all, but I know mine's, for example, like, I'm 23 years old, and if I say I'm going somewhere, they want to know the time, who's going.
I'm going out
car,
taking pictures of license plates and everything.
They want to know their parents. They want to have their number, their parents' number, their grandparents' numbers, the aunts, the uncles, the cats, the dogs, whoever. Like I just know
Social
my
security,
parents,
tax, ID,
all that. I just know my parents aren't going to be like, okay, well, let me buy you a first class ticket. Go ahead, have fun with RKelly, and just come back. Like, what was her mother like thinking? Like, well, okay, I'm gonna just send my daughter out to the wolves, basically.
And then she did say too that she knew that her mother, she knew that she made her mind up, and so her mother wasn't gonna be able to stop her.
Even
what
still,
mother?
Like, you're 17
what
years,
mother?
Like you're 17 years old. Like you're not even a full grown adult. Not an adult. Well, by law, I'm an adult, but in all actuality, I'm like a kid adult. So
she's a kid adult.
Like my parents aren't. Like I still to this day, like I tell them where I'm going, who I'm going with, and stuff like that.
What time
like
she's
recently, I just went out to my friends had a little birthday party get together thing, and I went out and my phone was dead, and I was like, "Oh snap!" Like my phone dead. Like my dad, he don't care. He'll do pop ups. Like he don't care. Like he'll pull up. He'll be like, "What's going on? Where's my child?" Like I don't care if I'm embarrassing you. Like I need to know where my child is.
Remember when you sat over at your friend's house and he drove by?
Okay, backstory. Growing up, my parents never let me or my siblings spend a night at anybody's house. Like nobody. Like the only person house I think I stayed the night at was my god sister's house. But that's like family. But even then, like some family, not saying all, but we would stay at our grandmother's house, and I think like outside of certain family members' houses, I went and I spent the night at my friend's house for the very first time. And my dad, he's not big on us spending the night at people's house. So he had my mom go in the house, scope the house out, meet the parents, meet the siblings and stuff like that. Then later on that night, I was sleeping or whatever. Then the next morning, my friend was like, "Oh, somebody had drove past the house or whatever." And I was thinking in my mind, I didn't say it out loud. I was thinking in my head, I'm like, "Dad, that's probably my dad." And then that wording, when he said, well, later on that day when he came to pick me up, he was like, "Yeah, I did drive past the house. Like, I don't know these people from a can of paint. Like, she just automatically wants you to spend a night because y'all best friends or whatever." So they didn't play that. And so
still today, I kind of really don't play that. And she's a kid adult. I really don't.
I mean, our parents trust us and they trust our judgment. Like, if we feel like something's wrong, like, we're not going to stay there and, like, let it happen. We're going to, remove ourselves from the situation. But I feel like the lady in the documentary, I feel like her mother could have went a little bit harder on her. Like, okay, you have your mind made up, but still, at the end of the day, I'm
going with you.
This is a grown man. This is like me saying when I was, 16, saying, "Oh, my God," like, I'm, like, a Chris Brown fan. So that's like me saying, "Oh my God, like I'm about to go hang out with Chris Brown. Like he invited me to his house or whatever." And they're like, "Okay, girl, bye." Like, no, they're going to be like, "No, we're going to come with you. We want to meet Chris. We want to see what his house is like. We want to see the environment, the people that's there. We want to taste the food. Don't eat nothing. Don't drink nothing.
If it's open, don't drink it. They give it to you open, don't drink it. You got to open it yourself." Yes.
Like my parents are I wouldn't say they're strict, but they're like very... what's the word I'm trying to say? They're very high alert when it comes to security and their children.
On my children, yes.
So I just feel like the mom and the daughter, the mother could have went a little harder for the daughter because the way the daughter explained it, she just made it seem like her mother was like, "All right, girl, have fun with RKelly. Tell him to make some more hits." Like she just made it. That's what she made it seem like. But I applaud them for coming out and sharing their story because it doesn't matter if it happened 2 years ago, 3 years ago, yesterday, today. Like, if you feel like your story should be shared and it could help another woman or another young lady or whatever, you should share your story.
Obviously, he ain't like women, he like the kids. So.
Yeah, he had a thing with, like, minors. So, that's not cool whatsoever. So, I don't know. Like, it's
and then when he did get caught, when he got caught and, everything had came out and he did go to, jail or whatever, then his charges were dropped. They said he was not guilty. When you got all these tapes and you urinating on people that's all types of stuff, you got all this evidence and you still didn't get in trouble for none of that?
I guess people don't want to believe it because he's made so many hits and he's
all
done
his
so
hits were
many
provocative
things.
too.
And once you really listen to the music, like back then you was just bumping like how today, like our parents don't understand trap music. They're like, nah, I just rock with the beat or whatever. But once they really understand
when I hear the words,
they be like, oh my God, he said put what in her ear? He did what? She did that? Oh no, that's nasty. But I just like the beat. Like that's how it basically was back in the day. Like everybody liked the beats. Like wasn't nobody really like sitting down like let me break this down and he did what, that, and that. Like, nobody was really, like, thinking about it like that. Because they was like, oh, well, he making hits. Like, he's a musical genius, which he really is. He really but what he be doing behind the scenes, that's disgusting. Like, that makes you just not want to be affiliated with him whatsoever. But like the saying go, you really don't know a person until you know them.
Right.
And I guess some people just had a blindfold over their eyes. Some people that was around that knew what he was doing. They just had either the checks was looking good or they just didn't want to say anything.
And it was crazy. That was crazy that you got all these people around and they're looking how it looks from the show that we saw. It looked like they like, this is strange. This is weird. And nobody put him in his place. Okay, I did ask him, did he mess around with Aaliyah? But it seemed like nobody put their foot down when they knew that, okay, it's a girl in this room, it's a girl in that room, it's a girl in and all of them look underage. And nobody put their foot down. But I guess people just don't want to get in the midst of it. But at that time, would you have wanted that to be your daughter? Or your niece,
you just gotta think of it from like your perspective. Like, what if that was your child? What if that was your cousin, your sister, your aunt, your mother, whoever? Because I mean, sexual assault, it does happen to older women too. So it happens to anybody. Anybody. It can happen to anybody basically. Like nobody is exempt from being sexually harassed. Not even babies. You would think like little kids. Nobody would touch them because they're children. Like no, like people
saw some stuff that was just ridiculous.
Still like touch little kids and all that. Like it's really disgusting. But a spoiler alert if you haven't already watched it. But in one of the parts of the documentary, they're talking about the one guy was saying how in the middle of the studio room it was like a full size like bed, like queen size bed. In the booth or whatever, and that's just weird. Like usually you go into a studio, ain't nothing really in the booth but a chair and maybe some other little minor stuff. But if you go in there and there's a whole big like that has to raise like the antennas. You got to think, okay, like now this is looking a little weird. Like once you start putting the pieces together and all this stuff, is weird. It's weird because.
And another thing that really like shocked me too. Like the lady said that she brought her 13-year-old niece. Was it 13 or 14? 12. Was she 12 when she first came?
Yeah, I think she was 12 when
she was 12 when she first came, I guess, to, because she thought that she was awesome with rapping or whatever. And then 12. My God, 12 years old. What could you do with a 12-year-old? But I guess, I don't know. It's just crazy. And, she trusted him with her niece. Like, I don't know if he ever made a pass at her that she just didn't really even know. But she's thinking like, okay, when she came, because she did say one time, okay, I came to the, because she would always bring her niece when she was there. Then one time she got there and her niece was already there. So it kind of shocked her. But in the same token, you didn't tell your niece, okay, you have to go. I guess her niece is talking about a slumber party at the house and a bunch of other kids were coming. And that didn't raise an eyebrow to you. Then it comes out that she's having sex with him and other women too. And the girl she wasn't even 17 at that time. I think she was 15. Yeah, she was like by the time she started having sex with the other girl that was talking about it. Yeah. And I wanted to know, was the niece the one that he peed on? Because
I think so. But I'm not 100% sure.
It's just a tragedy that, you got a man out here that's preying on children. Like what, a woman is not enough that you have to go to children?
I guess he figured it might be harder to it's easier to manipulate a child than it is to manipulate a grown woman. I mean, some you can manipulate. Not saying all.
Be R. Kelly, you can manipulate whoever the hell you wanted to, but
I guess he figured he was untouchable because he's out here making hits that the lawyers and the judges and the legal team was bumping to. So he figured everybody like my music, so don't nobody really care. Like I'm gonna keep doing what I do behind the scenes, but I'm gonna throw out hits to kind of cover up whatever else I'm doing on the back end. But I think that's just.
I think me and Aaliyah is about the same age, and if she was about 15 when she married him. That was a lot of years ago. That's a lot of years ago. I'm not going to say my age, y'all. But that was a lot of years ago that they still are coming out with new girls that's saying, like, this just happened. And his wife, like, that I was applauding that she even was brave enough to get on and tell her story because it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing because the other lady said that she heard somebody knocking on the door. They were watching a football game or something, or a basketball game, and she heard somebody knocking, and she's like, do anybody else hear this knocking? And she's like, do you hear that knocking? And then he ran back, yeah. And then it's his wife that opens the door to say, because she come out to eat. Like, are you serious?
Like that's
wow.
That's nasty. I wish my future husband would be having some problems.
He got to go through too much.
I want to go downstairs and get a bowl of cereal. I'm going to go downstairs and get a bowl of cereal. I'm not going to be like, hey, can I get a bowl of cereal? Like,
right. But I guess that's, I guess you have to have a certain type of self-esteem to not be able, not saying that these women were manipulated and they didn't really know what was going on. They just saw, it was RKelly. Oh my God. And they just got mixed up in that hype that it's RKelly. He got mad money. He can pick anybody that he wants, and he picked me. Like, I'll do whatever he want me to do. But some people, I guess you have to, and then you probably didn't have a father figure in your life. You have to have and sometimes you don't even take a father figure, but you have to. It's all the type of woman that, or girl, young girl, or whatever. You have to be raised to understand. Okay, well. This don't sound right to me. No, I'm good. Nah.
Yeah, I just feel bad for his kids because it's like now they have to basically deal with this for the rest of their lives because it's not like these are like older kids, like they in their 50s or 60s or early 20s. Like these are like young kids still. So they have to deal with that. They got to face with it at school. They got to go on social media and deal with it.
That's why I was shocked the wife did it because they still have kids together.
Like now your kids are basically dealing with the demons that you could have closed when you would have got help earlier on. Now you waited. Now you got all this stuff. Now your kids have to deal with this for the rest of their lives because their last name is Kelly. So if they go get a job or whatever, they're like, oh, your dad RKelly. Child, sorry. Job's already taken.
But you shouldn't have to look for no job if your father is RKelly. You should have money.
I'm just saying, like, if they were to, like, all right, I want to go get a job. I say I want to work at the supermarket or whatever. Like, they will look at your last name because people do discriminate with names. Because my name is Driyah, so I'm pretty sure. Listen.
Sorry.
No, but. Like even if I was to go out, they'll be like Driyah. Like some people say it's pretty, some people be like, okay,
what
like,
that mean?
Like what does it mean? Like some people
are you
have
Muslim?
questions. Yeah, like you go out and your name is what Lakeisha or Lashonda or whatever. Like they're gonna discriminate. They're gonna think, oh, there's some chick from the ghetto or whatever. Like you
don't know where your background is from.
You can live in a gated community. You can have butlers and chefs and whoever, and your name just be LaShonda. Like it doesn't necessarily mean you from the ghetto. You can have a LaShonda that's white. Like a LaShonda don't have to be black. She can be Mexican, Puerto Rican, Indian, whatever. But I just
because my name is Yashira, and it's a lot of Indians with my name.
I just feel bad for his kids because they shouldn't have to deal with that. But sometimes you can't help who your parents are and what they do. So I just feel like if he knew, well, obviously he know he has a problem. And it's not a preference to like younger children. I can see if in your late 20s and you saying, oh yeah, I like girls that are like 20 or whatever. Like, okay, that's something different. But if you in your late 20s and you saying like, oh yeah, I like 13-year-olds, that's a problem. That's a really big problem. Like, you need to get help. And I just think this stems from something that probably happened in his childhood. He
did say something did happen.
I'm not really sure about that.
Because he didn't really elaborate on it. What's funny, when the guy asked him, he said, do you like teenagers? He was like, oh, what do you mean by teenagers?
Because in my book, a teenager
13 to 18?
13 to
teenagers
to 19. Once you hit 20,
19, that's right.
20, it don't really matter because by law they say 18 you're legally an adult, but not really. You're not really an adult at 18 because at 18 I wouldn't even consider myself an adult. Like, I still ask my parents to this day for help with certain stuff, but you're not really considered an adult at 18. I'm sorry. My aunt was like, after 19, that's when you legally become an adult. So even when I was 19, I was still considered a child. So it is what it is. But I just think that I feel bad for the kids, and I applaud these women for coming out and sharing their story.
And I hope it does help. I hope it does. I'm sorry for cutting you.
It looks good.
Yeah,
it looks good.
I did to show.
She did it, but then I had to go back and like watch it because you know when your waves get.
But how long you had that for?
I had it since like last year.
And it's still good.
Like last year, like around like before Christmas. But anyway, back to this. I feel sorry for them. I applaud the women for coming out and sharing their stories. Even John Legend and Wendy Williams and everybody came out and said their piece on it. There was certain people, but was other people they wanted to like add to the documentary, but they said they declined or whatever for whatever their reasons were.
They ain't want no trouble.
Yeah.
They ain't want no. I know he has a lot of friends in the industry, and I know a lot of them did see what was going on and probably just turned the blind eye to it.
Because I'm pretty sure if you've been around him for more than a couple of months, like you would start connecting the dots. And once you connect the dots, your antenna's gonna be like, all right, something's weird going on, and you can feel it. If you're like a vibey person, like you go off vibes of a room or whatever, like y'all know what I'm talking about. And you go in a room and you feel like the vibe is off, then you automatically know something is weird. If you walking into somebody's studio and they got a queen size, king size, whatever size bed in the middle of the booth, then you know something.
At first, you're not going. I wouldn't assume. I was just like, okay, well, what is this prop? I thought it was a prop or whatever. And
that's weird.
Then when they start doing whatever, then you start seeing other stuff.
That's like us going. Remember we was working on a Christmas album with Omar. That's like us going into the studio with him and us finding a mattress or whatever in his studio.
Some people work hard. They gotta go to sleep, take a nap, come back.
Granted, some people do the 24-hour lockdown thing where they're in the studio,
right?
So they can like
who need to
keep the juices flowing. I can see sleeping on a twin size bed if you doing that, but you got a whole king size, queen size bed in your booth. Like, you might not think of anything at first, but then after you leave the booth and you let it simmer in your head, you like, what's going on in there? Like, what they need that for? Like a 24-hour lockdown, you can sleep on the couch, you can sleep on a little air mattress, you can sleep on a twin size bed.
I think God did say they had an air mattress in one of them.
You don't need a queen size. Unless you're tall, then maybe that's something different. But that's just unacceptable. Sorry. That's what they made couches for.
Surviving RKelly. I hope this show did help some other girl. Because he's not in jail. No. He's still out. He's still.
I wonder if he
having concerts or whatever. I just hope that it will help another girl say, okay, RKelly's inviting me to his house. I'm not going to do it because I see what happened to these other women and plenty of other women that's not saying nothing because they're so embarrassed about the situation. But these women were very, strong to even just come out and even say it because some of the stuff that they was even talking about was just like heart-wrenching. Like, when they talk about it, even when I watched it, I felt uncomfortable even watching it. I felt uncomfortable. I felt nasty even watching the show. That's why I didn't watch it yesterday. I watched it today and it was daylight.
Yeah, it was was disgusting. Overall, that was just nasty. Like, you wouldn't think like somebody like that's just like, okay, say if somebody, a child or a kid admired him or whatever, or somebody, a young person admired him, like, oh my God, when I get older, I'm gonna become a musician and I'm gonna work with RKelly, and that's your idol, and then you watch something like this and you're like, dang, like,
totally breaks your heart.
Like I wanted to work with him. Like, we could have made songs or whatever together, but now I know this and it's making me second guess. Like, I don't want to be around somebody that's engaging in this type of activity.
Right. She's so smart, ain't she?
Thank you. 47 years in college do it for you. No, but I just feel, I applaud them for sharing their stories once again. And I hope it's this right here is definitely going to wake up the community. They is going to wake them up. It's going to shake some tables and some floors and whatever else. But I just think that this is definitely a conversation starter amongst a lot of families.
Yes,
that have these conversations with their daughters, their sons.
And not even about just RKelly, because there's so many other pedophiles that's out there.
It happens in family. It could be a family member. Right. It could be a school teacher, somebody, a mentor, whoever, like the next door neighbor. Like, you just never know. So it's good to have these conversations with your children. I don't care how old they are. They can be 32, 42, 5, whatever. Like, if somebody's making you feel uncomfortable and you do not want to be in their presence, if there's another adult, let that adult know. And if that adult doesn't do something, make sure you tell your parents. Because if you got parents like mine, they're going to shut the whole program down.
Damn, to the ground. It's not even rebuildable.
It's not. They're going to shut it down. That was like one time I went to this conference. I'm doing a whole bunch of story times. But this is going to be a live story. One time I went to a conference with my, it was for my class, and our teachers gave us their phone numbers just in case we got like mixed up in a crowd or whatever. In order to get back to our group, we give them we can contact them. So my father asked for the teachers' numbers or whatever. So, because it was an all-day thing, it wasn't just like an in-school thing. It was an outer-school program that we went to.
Sequoia?
No, it wasn't with Sequoia. It was when I was at Salking. Okay. And my teacher gave me the number, so I gave her number to my dad. And so I guess something was happening. I wasn't able to answer my phone or whatever. So my dad had called my teacher, and my teacher had found me. She was like, when you get the chance, please call your father, because he, X, Y, and Z, said if you don't call him, he's going to X, Y, and Z.
I could just imagine that conversation.
So I was like, okay. She was like, please do it now. I was like, okay, I'll call him right now. So I called him, and he was like, why aren't you answering your phone? I was like, oh, well, the volume was down or whatever. I didn't hear it ringing or whatever. So it's not that they're strict. They're just safety cautious. So
I'm very protective with my...
In a world full of demons, you have to be.
I'm very protective with my little cubs. They still cubs to me. And I'm a lioness. I tear it down.
Yes. Like, he was about to shut this whole... Like, if he had to leave the house, he was going to shut that whole program down just to find me and yell at me and tell me to sit down and continue on with the program. Mm-hmm. I'm like, Dad, you done embarrassed me for all these people. No, but... Be careful, children.
And tell somebody, because sometimes when an adult is messing with a younger child, they're scared to tell. Mm-hmm. So don't be afraid to tell. Don't be afraid to tell somebody that you trust. Even if you can't, tell your parent. I know it's probably a teacher or a friend, somebody you could tell that you trust that's probably going to tell. So, just keep yourself out of harm's way.
And if you feel uncomfortable,
get out of the situation.
Your intuition is telling you to leave. It don't matter if they threatening you. Go ahead, threaten me, whatever. But I'ma leave. I might be scratched up. I might have a black eye. But as long as my mouth works and I can get the words out and tell y'all what happened, then y'all know what happened.
Right.
But if you feel uncomfortable, leave. Don't stay in a situation because they're promising you things. Like, if you just feel like you have to change who you are as a person to please this person, it's not worth it.
And there was a lot of that going on.
Yeah. So this was our review of Surviving R.Kelly Part 1. I guess, how many more?
No, but I think that was, is it another one after that? Because it was 2 that came on yesterday. It was 2, right?
I think it was, I heard you saying it was 3, but Maybe
I
we'll
guess
come
we'll
back
see.
and review the other two, but this is part 1. This is my mom. I'll put her in.
I know I look like you're her sister.
I'm about to say my husband.
Not.
No, but I'm joking. But oh, I got the light one out. But dang, I forgot what I was about to say. Yeah, so I'll link all her information so you guys can follow her. And if you watch the first part of the documentary, leave your comments down below on how you felt and your opinions on it, and let us know what you think of this review. It wasn't all over the place. It stayed on topic besides my hair, but there was some spoilers in here. If you haven't watched it, go watch it and let us know what you guys think about it. I guess we'll do a part 2 and part 3.
Take a shot before you watch it. Like it couldn't get nerves down because it's really uncomfortable.
It's really nasty. And they had so many disclaimers in there because right before I guess they aired it, his legal team told I was gonna say KFC. I'm hungry. Lifetime that they were gonna sue them if they aired it, but they were just like,
do what you gotta do.
Do what you gotta do. Take us to court.
Lifetime is my channel. I love Lifetime.
Lifetime will get you hooked on the movies. You be sitting there, you be like, I'm only gonna watch 15 more minutes of this, and next thing you know, you done watch four different movies
all day long. Ain't brush your teeth, nothing.
Ain't do nothing. You're like, dang. You wake up, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, then you know it's 5 o'clock, then it's 9 o'clock, then it's 1 o'clock in the morning. You're like, dang, I'm gonna sit here and watch all these movies. I ain't do nothing. Right. So Lifetime will suck you in.
Yes, it is.
So I hope you guys enjoyed this review that we did. Give it a thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe. Like I said before, I'll leave her information so you guys can follow her and learn how to cook. Just cook it. And we'll do a part 2 and 3. Oh, yeah, 2 and 3. I keep repeating myself over and over again.
Right.
But y'all know what I mean. So we're going to sign out here. Peace out.
Bye.
I said it all back on my own. Turning